Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 5/8/25. As you can hear on the ceiling above me, the pinging of sound of rain.
Full disclosure, I thought he was on a train. Ah yeah, but at least the rain is falling down. Now, I can make the most mundane flat earthers video interesting.
That's debatable.
But even I'm gonna need more to work with than the weather, Chris. This may be the most unhinged CC video I have ever reacted to, so let's do it.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
A couple of things I want to talk to you about, and well, let's discuss gravity.
Gravity, you say? Excellent topic. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. What is CC's take on this fundamental force of nature? There's no way he's going to be able to claim seriously that gravity is BS, surely.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Probably one of the biggest lies of them all, because not a single scientist can tell you anything about it. They know how it works, but they can't explain gravity.
Saying scientists don't know anything about gravity is like saying chefs don't know anything about cooking because they can't explain the quantum mechanics of a perfectly seared steak. We observe its effects with incredible precision. We can measure it, we can predict its behavior, and we use it to keep satellites in orbit and our feet on the ground. Just because the ultimate why is still being explored, it doesn't negate the overwhelming evidence of the what and the how.
Isn't that enough to tell you that something's wrong here? That a scientist with the PhDs up the yin-yang and the education that you'll never have, a person you look up to, a person you trust, a person during an epidemic you listen to.
You know what? It's nuts to me how CC equates scientific expertise with some sort of mystical balance. Now, while I appreciate a good dose of harmony when it comes to understanding complex phenomena like gravity or how viruses spread, I'll take the rigorous training and evidence-based approach of scientists any day, because these are the individuals who have spent years learning and understanding their specific fields, and they've had their work subjected to scrutiny and then built upon the knowledge of those who came before them. I tend not to take the word of random people on the internet because, yeah, that always ends well, doesn't it?
Can't explain the simplest thing in the world that's holding you down, that's holding everything to this made-up ball.
Thinking of gravity as just something holding you down is like saying you don't understand how a fan works because you can't see the air it's moving. You can feel the breeze, you can measure the airflow, and I would hope that even you would understand that the spinning blades are causing it. And similarly, we can't see gravity in the same way we see a physical object, but we see its effects everywhere, from apples falling from trees to planets orbiting stars. It's a fundamental interaction that shapes the entire cosmos, not just some sticky glue for a made-up ball.
Not a single one of them can explain it. Sure, they'll come up with theories, but they can't prove any of them.
CC, the word theory in science isn't just a wild guess like maybe the Earth is held up by giant space turtles. A scientific theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspect of the natural world based on a vast body of evidence and repeated testing. Think of it less like a hunch and more like a meticulously constructed jigsaw puzzle where the countless pieces fit perfectly together. And while the ultimate nature of gravity is still a frontier of research, the theory of general relativity, which describes how gravity works, has been proven accurate time and time again through observation and experimentation. It's not just some random idea cooked up over a cup of coffee.
The theories that they've come up with are, you know, the molten lava and all this bullshit, okay? It doesn't matter. Why, if gravity can hold all the water of this fake ball that everybody believes in. Trillions and trillions and trillions, quadrillion. Who knows, okay?
Well, not you, that's for sure, and I'm sure I've just said that out of habit because he hasn't actually said anything.
Of water in the oceans. So tightly and so perfectly. You've seen the pictures, right? Sure.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of water not leaving Earth. I mean, I've been to the beach, Chris. But if you're about to say, why isn't that water escaping when a butterfly can flap its wings or a bird can break free of gravity, then please don't. Just don't. Say something else. Anything else. Sing me a song even, like I did for this slot on Friday's video and nobody watched. That video's had less than 4,000 views. You lot really didn't want me to sing, did you?
I know. I know people have logged on and looked at the NASA pictures of the world. It's a perfect ball, all the way down to the centimeter. Although some scientists do say it's the shape of a pear. But, you know, we'll just leave it at that.
So CC has seen the pictures. Brilliant. Next he'll be telling us that the sky is blue and water is wet. Yeah, from space, the Earth looks like a perfect ball. It's a pretty convincing optical illusion caused by, you know, it actually being a globe. And the fact that some eggheads are nitpicking about it being slightly pear-shaped, so what? But whether it's a perfect sphere or a slightly squashed one, it's definitely not a cosmic pancake, is it, dumbass?
The gravity can hold the atmosphere and the water and everything. What about these raindrops that are coming down? You hear them, don't you?
Gravity does hold the atmosphere and the water on Earth. It's the overarching force keeping everything bound. But within that system, you have other forces at play as well. Raindrops fall, CC, because of gravity overcoming air resistance. They are still being pulled towards the center of Earth, just like the atmosphere and the oceans. It's not either or in this situation, it's both. And
why doesn't it just pull all the water out of the sky? Why doesn't it pull the clouds down? I don't know. Because I don't understand what gravity is, and not a single person can tell me what gravity is.
Imagine dropping a feather and a bowling ball. Both are being pulled down by gravity or towards the center of mass, but the feather floats for a bit longer because of air resistance. Clouds are like the feather, lots of surface area but very light overall, so air currents can keep them up there. Raindrops, on the other hand, are like tiny little bowling balls, more compact and heavier, so gravity pulls them down more effectively. It's the same force at play, just with different objects and different levels of resistance.
Let's get back to what I was talking about earlier, and that's the radar.
Hang on a second, now I like to mess around and say I've got a terrible... Why have I changed my glasses? Right, let's try that again, shall we? Now, I know I like to fool around and say that I've got a terrible memory, but even my memory wouldn't forget that. He has literally not mentioned radar. Has he? Or am I going insane myself? Let me know in the comments.
And I still cannot believe that not a single person has spoken about this. All right? I mean, this is 101 fucking nursery school shit.
You know what, CC? You're right. It does sound like something from nursery school. If the nursery school curriculum included advanced physics and atmospheric science, why doesn't gravity just suck all the water off to the sky? Maybe that's what little Timmy would ask. Timmy! And the teacher would then explain about air currents, condensation, and the delicate balance of forces at play. It's simple in concept. Gravity pulls down, other forces push up. But the details are actually quite interesting and well understood by, you know, those pesky scientists with their yin-yang degrees.
Okay? That's all it is at this point. With all the other stuff that we've learned after all these years of studying, of learning, and understanding and trying to explain it to people, but they're so thick-headed they can't understand it.
Oh, the joys of trying to explain things to people. Look, CC, I get it. Sometimes I try to explain sarcasm and it just bounces right off. Maybe the concept of a spherical Earth held together by gravity with raindrops falling through an atmosphere it also holds just requires a little more mental gymnastics than we give it credit for. It's not that people are necessarily thick-headed. Maybe the universe is just inherently a little bit weird and takes some getting used to. But the maths and the observations do tend to point pretty consistently towards the ball idea, or as we call it, reality.
Now, I remember somebody telling me that they thought that all of the satellites are in space. Okay? All right. Okay, all right. Well, we've never been to space. Space doesn't exist, but that doesn't matter. Right? It's all right. So if the satellites are in space, and the fake live feed that NASA is showing you, you can log on to it. Just go feel free. Go onto their website. I encourage you. Okay, go onto their website.
Chris, it's all coming together now. Space isn't real. How could I forget that part? Duh! And as such, those satellites can't be in it. And those live feeds from NASA, clearly just a very elaborate CGI screensaver. This is Occam's razor at its finest, isn't it? Forget decades of rocketry, orbital mechanics, and the countless independent observations from around the globe. It's all just smoke and mirrors. I particularly enjoy the thought of thousands of people across multiple countries diligently faking these satellite signals for what reasons?
And you'll see this fake spinning ball of some sort that is like a cartoon, as far as I'm concerned. But, however, there's one main thing that is also spinning and moving, and that would be the land masses. Correct, right? You agree with me on this, right? I know you do.
Well, CC, you almost got me there. Those land masses do seem to be doing a bit of a twirl, don't they? It's almost as if, and wait for it, they're attached to it. And since that cartoon ball is, in reality, a giant sphere rotating in space, then, yeah, the land masses are along for the ride. What did you expect them to be doing?
Because you can see it. It is an official NASA website that is showing you this. Why would they lie? There's no reason for them to lie.
Well, you raise a valid point, CC. Why would NASA, the supposed purveyor of this grand spherical conspiracy, show us images where the land masses are clearly moving? It almost makes you think, could it be that the land masses are in fact moving because they're on a rotating sphere? No, it couldn't be that. There's got to be some other more convoluted reason why they show us this accurate depiction of a rotating Earth.
Listen to yourself, you're f***ing nuts!
So if they're showing the land masses moving, okay, why, when I go onto the radar, the only thing, and remember, they're gathering the information from the satellites that are in space, okay, there you go. You're doing well, I'm proud of you. That are in space, okay? And remember, the picture from NASA is showing the land move in space. Right. Okay. You agree with me on this, right? Then why are they not moving on the radar?
Think of it like looking at a map versus looking at a traffic report. Now, the map clearly shows that your town is located on a moving continent on a spinning planet. Rotating planet. I don't like using the spin word. The traffic report, however, focuses on the immediate movement of cars on the roads within your town. The town isn't suddenly stationary just because the traffic report doesn't highlight the Earth's rotation.
And the only thing that is moving are clouds. So during these storms that are happening right here, right now, you're a sitting duck.
Ah, so that's why your video is called You're a Sitting Duck on a Flat Earth. I get it now. Very clever, Chris.
How could that be?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot there was a question in there as well. How can what be? How can it be that radar doesn't detect the movement of... Maybe it does, I don't know, and I can't be asked to look into it at this point. But radar is used to monitor weather, not the movement of a planet.
Wow, I don't know how to help you with that question. I really can't. I can offer you some suggestions, though.
Hang on a second, question? I haven't asked you any questions. Sorry, somebody told me I should end my videos more abruptly and not give you any clues when I'm finished. But anyway, I didn't like doing it. What are we talking about now? Oh yeah, Juan and Amal are identical twins from Spain. But their mother only carries a picture of one of them in her wallet, because if you've seen Juan, you've seen Amal. Love you, bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna